calling 2022 CR 0491, State of Texas versus Jeffrey Adames. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Michael Villarreal for the state.
For the defense?
Marisa Morales for Jeffrey Adames.
And are you Jeffrey Adames?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, ma'am.
None from the state, Your Honor.
Mr. Adames, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am. I
Did you
believe I did.
understand? All right. Did you understand you're charged with assault, family choking, strangulation? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled plea bargain agreement. Did you review that agreement with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. The state recommends community supervision. For the record, I received an email from the state saying that night mag number 592080 was to be taken in consideration. The court has added that to the plea bargain agreement. Is there any objection from the state or the defense?
None from the state, Your Honor.
No objection from the defense, Your Honor.
Also, as a part of the plea bargain agreement, there's to be a TAP evaluation and to follow the recommendations, affirmative finding of family violence, no contact with Jaime Roberts, BIPP, 120 hours of community service restitution. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am. I understand that.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, my kids are with their mothers anyways, so I understand that. I'm single, but I live by myself now.
Right. Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense as charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, state offer states exhibit number 1 and its attachments.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, this was our first day for plea negotiations, and my client is taking responsibility today, and he's very motivated to complete his probation successfully. So we appreciate the opportunity to prove that to this court.
All right, Mr. Adames, what are your issues?
My issues,
Yes.
and I can't. You kind of broke up on that. Just anger management is what I need to do. Is just they say the girl says the wrong thing to me, and I get heated. The situation was totally different, and it's I moved out to Floresville to get away, and I'm actually niking it out here. I work at a mechanic shop now, and I mean, I'm loving being out.
So, do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am. I have 5 children, 5 grandchildren.
What are their ages?
30 to 12 on the children, boy, girl, boy, and then 5 grandchildren, boys and girls, between 12 and 4.
All right. Do you have any children or any connections with Jaime Roberts?
No, ma'am.
So there should be no reason for you to get in touch with her, okay?
And yes, ma'am, no reason at all.
And you say you're in Floresville?
Yes, ma'am. I work for Garrett Auto Repair. I also live on property, so I can work 24 hours a day if I need to. Keeps my mind straight.
Okay. And have you used any drugs in the past?
Yes, ma'am.
What drugs have you used?
I used to smoke pot, methamphetamines. That was a charge I got 12 years ago.
When's the last time you used anything?
It's been a minute.
Well, I mean,
Over
is that
6
60
months.
seconds?
No, 6 months, ma'am.
All right. So if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Clean.
Okay. This is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to 5 years in prison, suspended and probated for 5 years, $1,500 fine that'll be probated, taking into consideration NIMAG number 592080. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Jaime Roberts, the BIPP force, 120 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof that you've had the COVID vaccination. That includes the booster. Court is not forcing anyone to do that, but if you've had that done, 40 of those hours will be deducted. He's allowed to live in Floresville and transfer to Floresville. There is to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. So if there's an issue with Zoom, then you need to do it in person. We'll do field visits 1 time per month. Proof of employment within 15 days.
Okay.
There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors.
Okay.
Rebecca, is there anything else that he needs? Regular UAs.
Okay, no, ma'am, that's it.
All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room number 2 so probation can go over your conditions with you. All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 0491, State of Texas versus Jeffrey A. Adames. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Travis Banks from the state of Texas.
Defendant.
Jay Moritz, Your Honor, from Mr. Adame.
And are you Mr. Adame?
Yes, ma'am.
Is your last name Adame or Adames?
Adames.
All right. I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Are you the same Jeffrey A. Adames who was placed on community supervision for the offense of assault, family choking, strangulation on February 23rd, 2022 for a term of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State.
Violated condition number 28 on or about the first day of May 2023 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Jeffrey A. Adames, did then and there fail to comply with the rules, regulations, or instructions of the Lifetime Recovery Substance Abuse Treatment Facility, and that the defendant prematurely departed the program without permission in violation of condition number 28.
So much. And Bashan, he's going on 28.
Thank you.
To that, how do you plead? True or not true?
True.
State.
And the state would waive and abandon the further allegations.
All right. Did you understand by pleading true to violation of 28, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you up to 5 years in the prison and up to a $1,500 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of 28?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, any objections to the waivers of the other allegations in the motion?
No, Judge.
All right. Is there a recommendation?
Yes, ma'am.
The recommendation and the agreement of the parties, should Your Honor choose to accept it, is to deny the motion and alter and amend the defendant's conditions for SATIF with aftercare, and have the defendant complete that drug treatment.
All right, is that the
Yes,
recommendation?
my understanding is that it was held in abeyance if he didn't comply, and that he is agreeable to it and wants that treatment, Judge.
All right, probation?
Yes, Your Honor. The recommendation would be for static with the aftercare, and if he does not want to do that, I recommend revocation.
All right, you'll raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Jeffrey Allen Adames.
All right, why did you leave Lifetime Recovery?
My father was diagnosed with brain cancer. I had to help because I get disability retirement. So he was going to lose his house. So I decided to, my two brothers weren't working. So I decided to leave so I can use my disability retirement to help him out with his, till he had the surgery. And then when he went to recovery in University City, he started the recovery. My brothers got a job, so I was able to leave. And I was working on trying to get some money so I could turn myself in, which I did in the 13th of last month.
Yeah, why don't you pick up the phone and call probation and say, my father has cancer and I need to help him?
I freaked out. I mean, I was just, I was just real distressed. I mean.
No, how old are you?
I'm 50 years old.
No, it's easy to pick up the phone and say, my father has cancer. I need to go help them. And then if probation would have said, no, you can't do that, then you know what would have ended up happening? I would have got an email from probation and they would have sent it to me and said, his father is ill. He would like to go be with his father. And then you know what I would have said? Have him come in and we would have discussed it. And maybe I would have let you take care of issues with your father. You are on probation. Probation is a contract. So even though your attorney, the state and probation is saying SATA, I could still say I'm sending you to prison for 5 years.
I understand.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So now what has happened? You're still in the same situation you are. Now you're starting all over. When lifetime recovery, you probably would have been finished with it by now. Now, instead, if I follow this agreement, you're going to be in custody and wait for transfer to SATA. All because you don't pick up the phone and call anybody. And lifetime recovery and all of these treatment programs are supposed to teach you how to deal with your problems. And dealing with your problems are not supposed to be, I'm not going to follow the rules. I'm going to throw my hands up. What if I had a problem and I said, in the middle of this, I have a problem and I just leave. I don't tell you guys anything. And everybody just sitting around here like, what happened to the judge? What's going on? If someone had called me right now with an emergency, if my mom or somebody would call and say, it's an emergency, we need you back home. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say, everyone, excuse me for a moment. I'm going to get on the phone. I'm going to call the powers that be and say, I need a judge. I have to leave. I'm going to tell everybody here, everyone, I'm sorry. I need to leave. I need to get a flight. I need to work on that and go home. I'm not just going to leave. And then everybody's like, what do we do now? And in your case, when you just drop off the face of the earth, you know what the what do we do now is? File a motion to revoke. So it will be SATA. So you can go to prison for 2 years or either you can go to SATA. Which would you prefer? All right, I'll deny the motion. Alter and amend conditions to include SATA, followed by aftercare. And I'm going to want the UA hotline upon release. And that's to be until further notice. Is there anything else you need from the court so that I won't see you back up here again with the motion to revoke? Probation, is there anything else he needs? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Jeffrey Adames.
We are, Judge.
Court is calling 2022 CR 0491, State of Texas versus Jeffrey Adames. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Zach Dunn for the state.
Defense?
Greg Desmarais.
All right, are you Jeffrey Adames?
Yes, ma'am.
Going to show you what's entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Jeffrey A. Adames on community supervision in 2022 CR 0491 for the offense of assault, family, choking, strangulation on February 20th, 5 years?
Yes, ma'am.
State.
On or about the 20th day of October 2023 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Jeffrey Adames, did then and there fail to comply with the rules, regulations, or instructions of the Bexar County Community Supervision and Corrections Department Substance Abuse Treatment Facility, in that the defendant was unsuccessfully discharged from the program in violation of condition number 31.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition 31, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you to 5 years in prison and up to a $1,500 fine? I'm sorry?
I understand this.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition 31?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that violation of condition 31 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is, Your Honor. We ask that you revoke and reform the defendant's underlying sentence to 4 years TDC.
That's our agreement, Judge.
All right. Mr. Adames, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Has anyone been in contact with Jaime Roberts or Jamie Roberts?
I believe so, Your Honor. I can find the exact date if you'd like, Your Honor.
Thank you.
So we had multiple attempted contacts, Your Honor. Going through some pretty robust procedures. So we had made multiple attempts, but no successful contacts.
All right. Court will grant the motion, revoke you, sentence you to 4 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Jamie or Jaime Roberts. So you cannot run from your problems.
Yes, ma'am.
When you come out of prison, the same problems you had before are going to be there. And if you don't make changes, you're going to find yourself at the prison for a majority of your life. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you,
You're
Judge.
welcome.